Okay, we're back in the German 1920 campaign in Ultimate Admiral of Dreadnoughts. And in our last episode, we had a couple of convoy attacks, sank some transports. However, we ran afoul of some British light cruisers, which turned out to be quite fast at 34 plus knots, way faster than any of our ships. Not too scary in the gunnery department, 5 and 4 inch guns. That wasn't a concern, but they carried quite a number of torpedoes and fast ones. And got caught in intersecting fans from multiple ships and lost a heavy and a light cruiser. So this war is not off to a rollicking start. We're in negative naval prestige already because of those losses. And unrest popped up a little bit, despite there not being any economic reason. So unrest goes off of battle victories as well as blockade and transport percentage and that sort of thing. We already knew that all of our ships are very suboptimal designs. Quite frankly, this is a worse fleet overall than what the Autogen handed us for the Britain 1910 campaign. And eventually, we will be replacing all of these ship designs. I'm going to hold off on the heavy cruiser until we get a better look at the British heavy cruiser, or any look really, haven't seen one yet, to make sure I don't undergun it. So I'm going to hold off on that, but I'm going to design our new generation light cruiser to replace these. New design, modern light cruiser. Okay, 10,000 ton. I don't feel a need to completely match the British cruisers. However, it does need to be significantly faster than our old one. So let's go with 32 knots. A couple knots slower, but I think fast enough. I do want to build range into all my ship classes for power projection purposes. Hopefully this will be in. Hopefully I can maintain this. If not, could maybe drop to half range. I absolutely do not want to go any lower than half range. We'll see if we can maintain max bulkheads. That could be an area for compromise. And see if we can do standard crew. Might have to compromise on some of this. I want maneuverability and speed, so we're going to go best fuel. Forced draft boilers will give us the best possible speed. It also comes with more smoke interference. Let's go with force and just see what the smoke turns out to be. Turbo electric is something I haven't used a whole lot. It carries a ton of advantages in all kinds of ways. Maneuverability, speed, damage control. However, they are inordinately expensive. And I don't want... It's already going to be an expensive ship. I'm going to go with the turbines. Geared turbines. I think we'll hold it to box 1, shaft 1. Definitely want the unbound. And, well, you know, I spent the tech money for it. It would be a shame not to use the electrohydraulic tube that we researched. Best possible armor. For weight as well, you know, it's lighter than the other types. That's not an area to skimp. I'm going to try for double. That is one thing that I would compromise on later. We'll try for reinforcement 1. And 1. And I think Citadel 5 would just be too much. I'm going to go for 4 with a willingness to compromise down to Citadel 3 if needed. This is an entering argument. Let's go for 3, 1.5, and 1. I don't really perceive going to be in a lot of long-range fights with plunging fire. Let's go with 1 inch on the main deck. Kind of protect the propulsion spaces a little bit. And I'm just going to leave 4.5 to 0. I'm going to give her a little bit of superstructure for some superstructure defense against smaller caliber guns. Conning tower is a pretty small target. It's not that common to get taken out, but if it does, it's an enormous accuracy hit. So let's go 3.5 on the conning tower. Okay, that's kind of the entering argument on the hull, with some room to tweak. And the best possible towers for accuracy purposes. And they're pretty long. I want them scrunched together as close as they will go. Try to minimize the pitch impact. Okay. Even with just that, well, it's aft. That'll probably fix itself. All right. For 32 knots with the geared turbines, what's the least amount of funnel we can get away with? That's actually not too bad. It's got to go here or here. It won't go in either of the fore and aft spots, so it's the center spot either way. So if I do 2 of these, that will be overkill and adding some unneeded smoke interference. If I bump up to thick the middle funnel, that'll give us 92%. I think I can live with that. There's some smoke interference there, but not enough to kind of, you know, it's not giving us an accuracy nerf. Just to compare, I haven't paid as much attention to smoke interference as a lot of people in comments seem to indicate I should. Just to see what happens if I do 2 big funnels with more smoke. No, that won't even fit there. Yeah, if you go with bigger, you know, if you go too much on the funnels, you actually get accuracy nerfs. So let's not do that. If I just do the 1 thick funnel, that gives us the 100%. Is that going to give us... Okay. No accuracy nerf with 1 of these. However, you know, it's over 100 tons more. I think I'm willing to just go with the middle one and 92%. I think that's fine. Okay, we've already pretty clearly got some forward weight offset here. The funnel is a little bit forward of the midpoint, and of course the main tower just weighs more than the aft tower does. So before we start adding on all the doodads, I'm just going to shift all of this back a little bit. Oh, you can move it together. Just shift the aft forward again. Okay. We've got some built-in barbettes for main armament already in the towers. Don't need any extra ones, I don't think. Main guns. Okay. Our current class is 7-inch. I don't think we need that on a light cruiser. We know that the British light cruiser maxes out at 5-inch. I think 6-inch should be plenty. Notice we have triple turrets that were available on our capital ships, but we don't have the tech yet for triples on light cruisers, and that's fine. I don't think I would use them if I had them available. So let's go with dual 6-inch. One there. One here. Yeah. Slide a little bit further back, get it a little bit better firing angle. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Secondaries. Are there any case-made options? No. Okay. Secondaries. Ooh, 3 inches is as good as we can do. That's probably okay for a light cruiser. I'd like to keep this roll minimized, so I don't, even though they would have better firing arcs, I don't want to put them right up on the deck edge. Let's put dual mounts. No, they won't pop in these spots here. Huh. I think the 2-inchers will. Yeah, they will. So we'll put a few 2-inchers up here on the superstructure later. One little idiosyncrasy, like right here, I'm in the 3-inch menu. If I just pop back 1, it gives me 3-inch and 2-inch. But if I actually choose 2-inch, hope I don't make a liar out of myself here. Oh, it does work. That may have been a slight fix. Right when the game first came out, if I would do that, it would actually give me a 3-inch gun. I had to back all the way out to this side. That appears no longer to be the case. Or I just messed it up at the beginning, and maybe it's never been like that. Anyway. Okay, 3-inch guns, duels, and let's put one there. Let's get a couple here midships. You don't have to pop them right on these little mounting spots. If you can use the control and kind of have a lot more latitude in where you place them. See, not all the way out here. That will increase roll. Give up a little bit of firing arc. Get them a little bit closer to center line. Maybe one back here. And let's put a few 2-inchers on. I'm doing this out of habit now. This one can fire to either side. Put a couple more here on these wings. Put a couple here, partially just to kind of balance out the weight. Okay. I think that'll do for guns. And now I want to have some torpedo capability. We've got aft weight offset. So ideally, I want torpedo launchers forward of the funnel. How about I drop one of these 3-inch turrets and plop a nice quad launcher. Aft weight 3.3%. Let's fudge this 3-inch gun a little bit further forward. It won't affect the higher gun. Kind of impacting this one's firing arc a little bit though. So I think we've got room to move this one a little bit further forward. Still got very good pitch and roll numbers. Just ease this forward tower forward just a hair. And can ease these torpedo launchers back just a hair. Unfortunately, you can't just move the pair. I'm going to have to come over here and try to match it with this other one. Alright, I'm getting this, some guns have a poor sector of fire. This happens a lot. I don't know which one it is. A lot of times you can go and hunt that down and then you find out the gun they're talking about really isn't that bad. Just check the individual sectors. I think it's this one they're talking. It's these they're talking about. See how it's got that kind of red cross hatching in the off sector, whereas like this one back here doesn't have that. This sector of fire is fine. I think the torpedoes are fine. Okay, and actually, we're not. The weight's going to be thrown off again because I forgot to do some other. Okay. Well, again, we bought super heavy shells, so may as well use them. There is increased flash fire chance from that. Need to counteract, so let's give her some pretty good barbette. Barbette 3 ought to be fine. We've got plenty of room within our displacement. I think standard propulsion. No, I want to go fast. I'm unlikely to. I mean, the AI is pretty good at avoiding torpedoes. It's just inherent in the nature of AI, right? I'm the player, even if they're pretty good at avoiding torpedoes. There's only so much camera angle, field of view, and even if you're doing pretty well overall, it's pretty easy to miss torpedoes. And you don't see, I think we kind of saw that in the last episode a little bit. And I'm not trying to shirk my substandard performance there, but it's a factor. The AI don't have that problem. All of their ships, they spot and avoid as soon as they can. Every single one of them. And that's something that, the average or even the above average human player isn't quite going to match. Therefore, I'm unlikely to be shooting a lot of long range torpedo shots. May as well, these are still going to be 6 kilometers out, even with fast. So let's go with fast. And we want them to, if they do hit, we want them to do as much damage as possible. Let's go 20 inch. Where player design ships are going to have an inherent advantage over the enemies are in the area of accuracy and gunnery, not so much in torpedoes. So let's buff that. Let's get some semi-auto reload. I don't want to use electrical just because there's some nerfs that come with that to trade off for turret speed. .5% for electrical, half that, 2.5% for electro-hydraulic, which are even faster, but way more. I'm going to settle for advanced hydraulic. The turrets will slower, but they're 6 inch, right? So their base slew speed is going to be still a lot faster than on the bigger guns. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, I like tube powder in this range of tech for the decreased flash fire and ammo det chances. It also comes with an accuracy and a penetration buff. Gives up a little bit of range. Let's go tube powder and yeah, I much prefer TNT to picric acid. Stay with that. Standard ammo torps is fine, gives us a reload. And I think standard is fine for ammo capacity. The best coincidence rangefinder. Well, let me think about that. Yeah, I think so. Coincidence. Best possible torpedo action. And in 1920, RDF is fairly useful. Okay. Okay, we're pretty close to balanced, and we've still got almost 1,000 tons to work with here. Let me take a closer look at these main guns. At 5,000 meters, the 6-inch inherent accuracy with super heavy shells, 3.2%, just as a comparison number. Mark III. We have a Mark III 7-inch that has a almost a full percentage point. And I think we have the room, the tonnage for these. Let's see if I can shoehorn some 7-inch dual turrets on this thing. Yeah, plenty of tonnage. It's starting to look like a pretty strong ship. A little bit of aft balance, or aft offset. Let's just bump this bar bed all the way up. Okay, we can keep this. I think we can actually improve our bulkheads, our anti-flood. This is all adding cost, of course. Got our max, got our high range. What does 33 knots do to our engine efficiency? It drops it quite a bit. But, I bet we can go up to that big funnel. Yep. Still not very much smoke interference, not enough to affect our accuracy. Okay. Okay. All right. Just scooch this forward tower forward again. Looks like that's not really the place to get it. Right where you were. And we'll just ease this turret up a bunch. There we go. Okay, I think we're there. A little bit more pitch than we had before, but we're zeroed for fore and aft balance and sideways balance. And the combined total of these pitch and roll numbers is still well below 30, which is kind of a rough rule of thumb benchmark. Just add a little bit armor, a little bit more armor to her. Let's add an inch to the forward belt. Add an inch to each of the belts. Okay. And so we'll give her a little bit more deck. Okay. I'm still not going to put any on the aft deck. Give her a hair more superstructure. Almost, yeah, just about there. Okay. What does 1/10 of an inch give me? Perfect. 10,000 exactly. Secondaries are maxed. Oh, wait a minute. No. Those 7-inch turrets are pretty light. They should be at least as much as the main belt. Yeah. Bring this back down. Maybe even. Yeah, some of this is going to have to come down. Okay, I need to find 31 tons. Frankly, the gun should be even a little bit more armored. than the main belt is. Let's just scooch a tenth of an inch on each of the belt numbers. Drop these back down to 0. That's about there. Okay, I'm not going to fiddle around over one ton. Still got a little bit, we're back to a little bit of aft weight. One more scotch forward, there we go. It's about 25 combined pitch and roll. Kind of looks funny, but it's, you know, even just moving this one little bit has so much more offset to it. Alrighty, there we go. The Bremen class light cruiser, I believe, will do us much better going forward. At least minimally, we need to replace these. And actually, the tonnage situation is, I don't know if I want to replace these ultimately, but at least near term, we kind of need their tonnage too. So it's by 6. I think there's probably plenty of room in any of our ports. Wilhelmshaven will do. What are finances? Okay. Still a big surplus. We don't need to cut down on them for money reasons. However, we have 36, almost 3,700 in the crew pool. We get 462 per month. The crew size on these things is, it's not shown here, 827. Okay. Let's not forget to enable automatic additional crew for after repairs. So at 827, 4 can pop in all at the same time and still get manned. So we'll start 4 going. We'll suspend 2 just to stagger it a little bit. This may get tweaked later, but start 4 now. In a couple months, we'll start these number 5 and number 6. But it's going to be a year before these show up, so the rest of 1920, our crappy ships are going to have to hold down the fort. Okay. Take a little bit more time because I talk a lot doing that. Brits lost 2 transports. No battles. Brits lost 2 more transports. Okay. So what that's kind of telling me is, you know, they've lost more transports than we have. So that kind of tells me that our power projection situation is not terrible. They do have more capital ships, more ships overall. Maybe their tonnage and range isn't any better than ours, and that aspect of this campaign is starting off okay. A lot of times you start off in any of the eras and Germany, bam, just gets hit with the black blockade right off the bat. That hasn't happened. That's good news. The British are starting a lot of ships here. They've laid down another battleship. They've laid down several cruisers. despite not having lost any. Okay. And one thing that you both start off with your fleet either auto-gen or self-created, and then the player can start building ships right from turn 1. The AI can start with their starting fleet and also have some ships already under construction that complete very early. I haven't noticed any messages, but if I recall correctly, I don't think they had 5 and 3 for capital ships in January. I think they added one in here, which obviously they didn't start at the beginning of the game. I think they added a battleship that was near completion. On to June, and there we lost a couple transports. Still no battles. Part of that's probably because my entire fleet is in being for budget reasons, and perhaps the British fleet is as well. These messages are from last month. There were no messages for June. July. Okay. Yeah, we're starting to lose more transports than the British. But there is a convoy battle. I suspect we might be defending in this one. Yep. Limburg is defending 3 transports against the British Ariadne. So it's essentially a 1 versus 1 battle. It's our first look at the British heavy cruiser. Let's see what happens. Already in spotting range right at the beginning. Where's the transports? It's over this way. Without knowing ahead of time, this British heavy cruiser is almost certainly much heavier gunned, since the auto-gen gave us a 6-inch gun heavy cruiser. So basically my strategy here is hopefully he doesn't get any transports. Once we're able to disengage, we probably will do so. I just want to get the data and see what their armored cruiser design is all about. That'll give me a better idea of what I need to do with our replacement heavy cruiser design. Despite what we know is terrible accuracy on our ship, I've gotten more hits so far than he has. So that 9 kilometers away, probably within extreme torpedo release range, if he has standard, not fast torpedoes. It is possible he doesn't have any torpedoes at all. Although that's probably unlikely in a cruiser design. Why did you stop firing? Because he's running away. The range is increased. I don't know if I'm unhappy with that. Okay, he's been identified. Let's slow down and get a closer look at this ship. Yeah, 9-inch guns. Alright, 14,000 ton. 26.4 knots. Not super fast, not super slow. Max bulkheads. Spacious crew. Alright. Yeah, he does have... He does have torpedoes, but not very many. I think that's probably reduced. Yeah, reduced ammo torps. One-shot launchers. Two quads and 2 underwater seals. Okay. Fast. So about a 6-kilometer range. And he can throw out one time he can throw out a spread of 5. Up to 5. And we're looking at a mix of a few 5-inch triples. Various 2-inch secondaries, a lot of 2-inch. And what is that? That is 4 dual. Crap, I'm writing all this down on the wrong posted note. All right then. So our Limburg, probably comparable in secondaries. And then 6-inch versus 9-inch. A straight up gunfight with one of these just is not going to go our way. And we're pretty similar for torpedoes. With 9-inch versus 6-inch, I'm kind of surprised that the AI is running away with the... I just kind of assumed that British historical behavior would be more aggressive. I'm not really sure why the AI has decided he doesn't want to pick a fight. Unless it has to do with the differences in torpedo range. His are shorter range than mine are. Oh, well, he's kind of changing his mind. Here he comes. I don't see any reason to accommodate him. Are slower. If he wants to press in here, there's not going to be much I can do about it. I think we're probably better off firing HE. I don't want to inadvertently pick off torpedoes when I don't want to. Turn those off for now. We've gotten so many more hits, but he's actually ahead. He's done more damage with those larger guns. even if we had a much more stable ship than we do, with much higher accuracy, inherent accuracy, I think the difference between 6 and 9 inch would still be far too great. We need a more accurate heavy cruiser with a much closer in caliber. Focused on me, you might get a little bit too close to those transports and start shooting them instead. Which way is he going? Yeah, I think he still cares about me more than them. 2.5 knots faster still. .3% accuracy on my 6 inchers. He's got 5.2%. If we get closer, I mean, both accuracies will just go up. Getting closer doesn't help. I'm going to do is I'm going to turn enough, and I'm going to pop a long range spread arrow. I'm not really trying to hit him, I'm just trying to make him maneuver. Increase distance that way. Well, I mean, our distance has increased. We're confident in disengaging at the moment. The thing is, I don't want him to lose spot on me, gain spot on the transports. Yeah, ouch. So I just want to juke around over here. Sure, I'm still visible for now. Okay, I can't even see the transport. Hopefully he can't either. Had one shot. Reduced ammo for torps. Apparently there is one reload with reduced. thought it made it like a one-shot deal. Maybe that changes with tech levels through the eras. .7, steadily increasing. Range is 9.1. Okay. The max range on the 6-inchers is 9.6, so I can't even shoot back at the moment. It's really just about trying to lose the spot and therefore be able to end the battle. We've protected our transports. We've gotten our intel on the British heavy cruiser. Time to get out of this, if we can. I hope I don't have to go all the way to 0 time to do that. I spent a lot of time kind of talking through that light cruiser design, and I don't have a time counter going, but this episode has gone a bit. I'm just going to try to disengage if possible. So it's going to be more of this for however short or long this battle continues. I'm not going to record the rest of it, and we will come out of this and head on to the next month and the next episode. And I'll let you know what happened to SMS Lindbergh. Alright, until then, thanks for watching.